Okay guys, so we got a new update today, and that's the 7.0 update, and we got tons of new things in this update, of which I mostly like the changes of reducing the prices for almost every monkey. I think almost every tower there is, which is I think great, and some balance changes. It was overall an excellent update, and we also got a new hero, which is Ezili, I guess she's called. Yeah, so this is Ezili, or Ezili, I don't know, the voodoo monkey. And I can tell you, this is from initially what I've seen, this is a very strong hero. And yeah, let's talk about her, because it's a she actually. So let's talk about her and her abilities and what she does. And this is going to be a video in which I'm gonna tell you literally everything there is about this hero. Well, not literally, but yeah, this is everything you need to know about the new hero. Okay, so first off, level 1, she has a base attack that deals 1 damage, hits 1 balloon, and then does 1 damage per second. So let me show you. Let's send in a green, and then let her attack once. So that's 1 damage, get it to a blue, and then get it to a red. So that's 1 damage, 1 DPS. Okay. And the thing about this hero, Ezili, is that she can do some pretty interesting things, like this. She can pop camo balloons, so she has camo detection, and also she can do this. She can pop lead balloons. Keep in mind, she's level 1, so no upgrades, no nothing, no level upgrades or anything. Level 1, she can straight up pop lead balloons and pop camo balloons. So from the start, it's it's very nice. The only thing that she cannot pop is purple balloons, but they're immune to fire and magic, and I guess her attacks count as magic, and so they're immune to that. So let me just send the purple in and let me show you. They're camo, but it still works. As you can see, it doesn't work. So yeah, let's go over her levels, and I'm gonna try and keep this video as short as possible, but I got a lot to talk about, so yeah, let's go. Okay, so first off, level 3, Heartstopper, prevents any regrowth from happening for 6 seconds. Okay, so the thing about this ability is that it works exactly the same like the Monkey Village ability. Sorry, it's not an ability, it's like the 010 grow blocker. So it works exactly the same. It's a global ability, and let me just show you. So let's send in some yellows, and this is what happens. So it prevents the regrow, and it lasts for 6 seconds. Okay, that's the ability, and this ability has a cooldown of 60 seconds. But keep in mind, this ability can only be used if there are regrow balloons on the screen. So if there are no balloons, you can just keep tapping it and it won't activate. And I think this is great because you might want to use another ability, because she has 3, and she is the second tower in the game that has 3 abilities, along with the special operations and support Chinook abilities. So it just prevents you from accidentally tapping the ability and then activating it. And that's about it about this ability, and we're gonna talk about it later on. Okay, so let's move on. So it's attack speed, and now here's the thing. Level 6, she gets a nice damage upgrade. So what I said at the start, she does 1 damage and then 1 DPS. So 1 damage, or rather 1 damage per tick. Okay, so here's what happens now with the level 6. Damage over time lasts longer, and damages faster. So what this does is it increases her base damage by 1. So her base attack now does 2 damage, and then she does 3 damage per second. So let me show you. Let's send in a black balloon. Okay, so hit it once, and then goes into a yellow, green, a blue, and then it's gonna stop at a red. Okay, so it does 2 damage. It totally destroys the pink layer and gets it, destroys the black, the pink layer, and gets it up to a yellow, and then the yellow gets damage over time up to gets reduced to a red balloon. Okay, so that's 3 DPS and 2 damage per hit. Okay, so that's very nice. So let's buy her again, and let's talk about the next ability, and this is the Sacrificial totem, and this is a totem that gives camo detection, extra pierce, attack range, attack speed, and projectile speed to nearby monkeys, but it drains 10 lives. Okay, this is you know, from the description you can tell that this is a very powerful ability, but the downside is that this drains lives. And yeah, but overall I'd say it's a very strong ability, which is only gonna get stronger, you know, as you progress with the levels of Ezili, especially on level 16, which is where the totem gets buffed. And let's just deploy the totem and see what it does. Okay, so it's deployed randomly in Ezili's AoE, in her range, and then the totem itself has a huge AoE, so you can see this. So the thing about this totem is that the totem lasts for 30 seconds or 10 seconds in, you know, with fast forward turned on, and then the cooldown is 90 seconds or 30 seconds with fast forward turned on. And here's the thing about the totem: it drains 10 lives, right? So if you have exactly 10 lives or less, you see in the bottom left corner, it's grayed out. So I'm tapping it, but nothing's gonna happen. So you cannot drop, you know, below a certain amount of lives. You can only get down to 1 life, but that's it. You know, it grays itself out and you cannot use the ability. But because it drains 10 lives, this means that you don't have to force yourself to lose lives in order to buff up your druids, because this is a nice druid combo, you know. You can just get like these guys, you know, the Heart of Vengeance, and you can just spam druids, and you can lose lives on command. So whenever you want to lose lives and buff your druids, you can just use the ability, and it's a win-win situation. But other than that, sorry, you gotta play careful because you're still losing lives. Okay, let's move on to the Moab Hex. This is by far the best ability this hero has. So it places a curse on a Moab class Bloon, and it takes damage every second until annihilated. So yeah, this does percentage based damage, and this is what's great about this skill. So if we send in a Moab and then we do this, okay, you see this? Percentage based damage. Oh, sorry, I let her hit the Moab, but doesn't mind. Okay, so here's what happens when the ability is at level 10, or rather it's level 1, if you could say so. It does 4% of the Moab class Bloon's max HP. Okay, so it does 4%. So this is 8 DPS for Moabs, and then 28 DPS for BFBs, and then 160 DPS for Zomagods, and it has a cooldown of 60 seconds. And the target priority is strong. And the thing that makes this ability so strong is that there are no children spawned from the Moab class Bloons. From the Moab class Bloons, yeah, you destroy. So let me show you guys. It's level 10, and I mean, we destroyed the Moab right now, but I'm gonna, you know, turn your attention to this, and let's do a Zomagod. Let's use the ability, and let's just wait a little bit. Okay, so no children, no BFBs, no nothing. Instantly destroyed. So this is great. This is very powerful ability, and you know the target priority is always strong. So if you have a ZOMG, sorry, a BFB and a Moab, it's always going to target, you know, the ZOMG or the strongest Bloon there is on screen. And similarly to the Heartstopper ability, which was, you know, her level 3 ability, that is this one, you know, the Heart one. This ability can also be only activated if there is a Moab class Bloon on screen. Okay, so let's move on with her levels. Level 12, it reduces the cooldown and increases the duration of Heartstopper. That is the level 3 ability. So now it lasts 15 seconds as opposed to her level 3, which lasts only 6 seconds. And now the cooldown is 45 seconds, and it was 60. So, you know, it's just a nice little buff to the ability. And then let's move on with her levels. At level 16, the Sacrificial totem costs only 1 life to use, and it lasts longer. So the totem drains 1 life, which means you can spam it and you can use it even more now. and it lasts 60 seconds now, so this is doubled from level 7. So on level 7 it only lasts for 30 seconds, and now it's 60 seconds or 20 seconds, you know, if you're playing with, you know, with fast forward on. And this is a great upgrade for the totem. Another super nice upgrade for Ezili is her level 19 upgrade, which is each damage tick from base attacks pops 2 layers. So the base attack is still unchanged, it's 2 damage, but the DPS is increased, and it's increased by a lot. And I can't tell you the exact numbers because I wasn't able to calculate it, but it's a lot. So let me just send in, I don't know, like a couple of ceramics. Yeah, it does a nice amount of damage. And that's level 19, and then level 20. Moab Hex destroys Moab class balloons twice as fast. Okay, so there's a problem with this. This is incorrect. The description is incorrect. It doesn't destroy Moab class balloons twice as fast. It destroys them 25% faster, which is not twice as fast. So what happens now is, as opposed to the 4% of max HP the damage that this skill does on level 10, on level 20 it does 5%, so it only does 1 more percent of max HP per second. So you know, basically it's a 25% increase, and it's faster, it's just not twice as fast. So either the description is wrong, or you know, it might be bugged, because you know, if you're doubling the if you want to destroy the Moab class balloons twice as fast, then you need to double the popping power she has, and the popping power that she has at level 10, or sorry, the ability that has at level 10 is like 4% per, you know, 4% of the max HP of the Moab class balloon, and now it only does like 5% of its max HP. So it's still buffed, don't get me wrong, it's strong, it's just not as strong as the description says. But still, even though it does 5%, it's just ridiculously good. Okay, so let me show you. Yeah, you know this guy. Let's do this. See her damage count? Yeah. So that's what she can do. She can solo around 100 in a couple of seconds. This is insane. This is, I don't know, this is crazy. So each tick, let me just buy her somewhere off the map so you can see. So she doesn't even need to attack the Moab class balloon. Even though she can, she doesn't need to attack it. So let's just send in a bat and use the ability, and check this out. So it's doing 1000 damage per tick. This is insane. And there it goes. What the hell is this? Come on. Like, this is so strong. I don't know if they're gonna keep it like this, but this is very strong. And also, it doesn't say in the description, but the cooldown is now reduced by 20 seconds, so now it's 40 seconds, and on level 10 it was 60, so it's buffed even further. So yeah, the only difference between the ability on level 10 and on level 20, which also it doesn't say in the description, but you know, there's only so much space they can work with, is that the level 10 ability, the Moab Hex ability I'm talking about, the level 10 Moab Hex, which is, yeah, we have the level 10 right now. This one cannot be used on a bad balloon. Okay, so let's send in a bad, and let me show you. So I'm tapping, well, you can't see, but I'm tapping the ability, and it can't be used on a bad balloon when it's at level 10. But when I upgrade to level 20, I can use it. Okay, so that's the thing. You know, there's so much space in the description, and they cannot state all these things, but that's why you know, we test things out and we see what's good and what's not. So that's it about this hero. It's a great hero, but you know, it's the first day of her coming out, and there's a lot of gameplay, you know, to be had, and a lot of testing to be done. But overall, the Moab X seems very imbalanced, and I think that's gonna get changed, maybe nerfed by a little, and that's it. So I'm gonna post a lot more videos from this 7.0 update, so make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new, and you know, I'm gonna do content on pretty much everything, so you know, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next one.